Previously on 30 and 30. I jumped through a frackin' table, destroyed my elbow, destroyed my back, but we did it for the kids. Buffalo was incredible and made me feel like a superhero, though I found out I couldn't fly. Well, it is 1:45, and we have to wake up in 2 hours to catch our flight to New England. Barks is already sleeping, and me, I was busy cleaning that in the shower. So, don't know if I'm gonna sleep, but New England, we coming. Well, freaking happened. Set the alarm for 3:45, woke up, then fell asleep again till 4:24. We're gonna miss our first flight. I only got 90 minutes of sleep and had to make a decision. Do I go to sleep or do I try to rest for a little bit and then head to the airport for our 5 a.m. flight? I decided to sleep. And then I slept a little more. And then we missed our flight.
So amidst the helter-skelter, I thought I lost this camera. And so we sent Tom to the lost and found. But I just put it in the other pocket in my bag. So that's the good news, that we didn't lose this camera, and we didn't lose any of the footage, but it doesn't really help us with anything else.
I called the Uber driver, first went to the lost and found, spoke to a very nice man named Bill. Then we threw out water bottles, so went digging through the trash to try and find it, because we're trying to book a flight. But you currently can't book a flight here at the airport, and you can't do it online, because it says book at the airport. So we're stuck in an endless loop. So here's what's gonna happen. At 6 a.m., those rental car places are gonna open. We're gonna be there, we're gonna book one, and we're gonna drive 6 hours to get to Foxboro on time, because it's for the damn kids.
You think rental cars have internet issues? Like, they're just tired of people using them for a day?
They just wanna go to a nice home.
Yeah, they want to be taken home.
They wanna find like their forever home.
Yeah, I think all cars deserve a forever home.
I agree. Don't rent. Advent. Inland.
Don't shop, adopt.
Let's drive to Foxboro. Let's roll, baby. Built Ford Tough. Not a sponsor.
You took a 45-minute flight the other day, and we're taking the 6.5 hours.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. Make it make sense, buddy.
For the children.
It's for the children. Hey, Johnny.
Hey, buddy.
You remember when we were like, hey, 3 hours is a bit of a long drive. Let's fly.
I remember.
I remember. A mixture of Florence and the Machine and Bo Burnham kept me awake for 6.5 hours, and I honestly got to do a little bit of thinking. It was a nice time to be able to reflect on the long, straight, flat road of I-90 East, and really just made me appreciate what we had done so far. Yes, my back was killing me. Yes, my elbow was all torn up and potentially infected. But at this point, on only day 7, this was the most incredible experience of my life. With Johnny Barks passed out in the passenger seat, I was blasting music and even had a coincidental moment where the song St. Jude by Florence and the Machine popped up on shuffle, and it just felt right. Less than 2 hours left. We're rocking, baby. We're rocking. We got this. Then we're gonna lose time. On time. 90 minutes of sleep, but I'm feeling fantastic, honestly.
This is Tom's lunch. And this is my lunch. I think we both made bad choices. Mine just slightly worse. A lot worse, actually.
Worcester.
Those are clouds.
9 minutes. Drove 6 hours and 21 minutes, and we're 9 away. 9.
I think this trip went by pretty quick.
Because you were sleeping. Now hiring. Brandon, Pernick, you could work here. They're hiring. There it is. We're coming. We're on the way. I only stopped once for gas, and before getting out of the car said, I feel great before my legs buckled, but I was determined to get to Foxboro on time. We were still a little late.
We're here, baby!
Though when I was hobbling over the very best I could, I was greeted by the roar of at least 50 fans screaming and cheering my name. They willed me over to the finish line. Plus, I heard they had cupcakes.
Inhale, inhale, inhale.
It was then it started to rain in Foxboro, and worrying for the camera equipment, I thought we would get under the awning in the Hall of Fame. And that is when something incredible happened. The amazing staff at the Patriots Hall of Fame came out and said, on behalf of the Crafts, we would like to invite you and your group in for an exclusive tour of the Patriots Hall of Fame. And everything that happened next felt like a dream. We packed into a movie theater, and for 18 minutes, it felt like a bunch of friends sitting in a theater, making funny jokes, and just giggling to ourselves as we were in this incredible place. But it didn't stop there. Fans, as they have been this entire trip, brought bandages because they saw that I went through a table the previous day. Books, cards, snacks, everything being brought to me as people watch this journey unfold. And I am so incredibly grateful for every single one of you, even just being there. After doing signings and taking pictures with everyone in attendance, we were led through the Hall of Fame, where we saw things like the oldest football in existence. We learned about the humble origins of New England, and I started seeing some connections to a small town that I'm very familiar with, Green Bay, Wisconsin. You see, Foxboro has really personified the Patriots. It rests in the middle of major areas like Connecticut, Rhode Island, and of course Boston, and it has become a hub for die-hard Patriots fans. The level of interactivity blew me away, whether it was trying to kick a game-winning field goal, which I totally nailed by the way. Any other footage showing otherwise is doctored. You saw the 6 Lombardis in which actual confetti was raining down from the ceiling, and I found out that the Patriots Hall of Fame is actually STEM accredited, which of course, with my teacher background, was an incredible thing to see. They had just hosted a bunch of field trips that day in which students learned how to perfect a helmet, how to run a football team, and it was just a really cool experience seeing how engaged community and students were with this place. But the one thing that stood out to me was how fanatic Patriots fans were, not only about their team, but about their owner as well. And let's be very honest here. The Patriots have gotten a bad rap over the years. A lot of it has to do with their success, the fact that they have 6 Super Bowls. By the way, if you're a Falcons fan, just shield your eyes for the entire 28-3 Super Bowl. They have a big display. And it was then that I saw a different side of the Patriots. And it didn't come from a movie. It didn't even come from the Hall of Fame. It came from fans. It's where I found out that every new construction, for example, the 21-story lighthouse that is currently being built, to the renovations or the largest outdoor video board that is going to be installed for this upcoming season, is all privately funded by the Crafts. And that's not where it stopped. It turns out that the Crafts also fund the fire and police department budget every single year for the town of Foxboro, totaling around $2.5 million. And it was then that I started to see why these fans were so behind the ownership. You've heard stories about bad owners or controversies, and I think it's very easy, especially coming from a Packers fan, in which we have no owner, to start grouping owners together and saying that they're the same. But it became very evident in New England that things were different here. And it was in speaking with the fans that I truly found out what it meant to be a Patriot.
You can have the greatest players, but if you're not a team, you're not that. And that includes the fans, and especially from the Crafts. He always mentions, and as you hear on every Super Bowl, we are all Patriots. And he means that. Every fan is a part of this team in some capacity, regardless of how they support it.
So many like tough years in the beginning, and then just getting like rewarded later on. It's just been a heck of a ride. Like
just resiliency and being able to stick it through and through, regardless of what happens. I know that lately being a Patriots fan is kind of
We're really just waiting for the good times. I can't, even though they don't come that often anymore. Just gotta wait.
And like Titletown in Green Bay, Patriot Place has become a destination. They have a litany of small businesses and chains. So whether it is during game weekend or it's in the middle of the summer, you can go there and experience something. And if I'm being honest, the New England Patriots were one of, if not the most welcoming team that we have experienced on this journey so far. They did not have to let me in. They did not have to let our group in, but they were incredibly warm, welcoming, and it really made an impact on me. And then something else happened. Yeah, those are actual Super Bowl rings. And yes, I was terrified I was gonna drop them. So after an exhilarating day in Buffalo, where 150 people came out chanting my name, I jumped through a table. I didn't know what to expect in New England, and instead was greeted by an amazing fan base, a welcoming organization, and I walked away with an entirely new perspective about the New England Patriots. I also wanted to do a big shout out to Tim, an invaluable member of this community, who was the one who reached out to the Patriots, who then reached out to the Crafts, and allowed this entire day to happen. And though we were unable to do an in real life raid to support a local business, I want to do a big shout out to Cupcake Charlie's. They were delicious. They are a local business. And even members of the fan base went to a local restaurant and did a raid of their own, which is what this is all about. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Tom Grossi. And as always, a reminder that you can donate via YouTube directly, or you can click the link down in the description. Both methods get added together and sent directly to St. Jude. However you wish to support, it is much appreciated. It's so good to be home.